telling them like I told them last January. You better ride the wave with your surfboard break. Because if your surfboard break, well, you're bound to drift out. Duh, dummy. Duh, clown. Ran over my really got in my soul. Now we doing fashion shows. These niggas behave, but I get love from the hoes. Too much love from the hoes. They won't leave me alone. They know that I'm the wave and they gon' ride a nigga. And they know we getting paid to live excited, nigga. I put that pink in my drink and I get high on niggas. I put my wings on my jeans and I get fly on niggas. What the fuck is up? Hey, every motherfucking body. Let's breathe with the T. And we've all tuned in today for a talk with my thoughts. So grab your influencer and vibe out with me. Today I got some trees, and this time I'm not playing. What the fuck is up? What's the word? I am back again. 2 weeks in a row, bitch, I'm doing good. And I'll smoke to fucking that. Hallelujah. With the aliens, you probably never see my face again. Right over my soul. Finally got in my soul. I am wave, they better ride it. What's up, y'all? I'm here to talk about something that's one of my pet peeves, my biggest ticks. A bitch click out when this shit is around. But before I get into that, let's talk about how my week was. Shit like that. Well, for the starters, I went to the Christmas lights at Butterpark Zoo, the Wonderland of Lights, with my friend Drea. It was amazing. I had a great time. It was beautiful, as it always is, and I got to see the beautiful reptiles and mammals and things. It was amazing. What else happened? I can't really remember doing much but that and working. That's about it. Tonight, I'm going to a birthday bash for Dejanay Swanson, D.U.S. Couture creator and founder, Miss Queen, period, queen shit. So I'm definitely going to go support her. I have a fashion show coming up in Nashville, Tennessee, January 25th. That's a Saturday. I got a photo shoot scheduled in Chicago, January 4th. Ready for that. Life is good. Shit, I'm happy. I love my new clinic. I'm loving my new 4-bedroom house. I done got my room kind of feeling like my sanctuary, so I'm feeling good about that. That's kind of all I really can think of right now as far as like my previous days. All I can think is shit is great. So that's good news. I hope everything is great for everybody out there listening to me right now. Thank y'all for fucking with me. Thank y'all for sticking with me. Big Draco is back in her motherfucking podcast bag. It's been a minute, but I'm back in it, okay? Let's get into the topic of the day. The topic of the day is passive aggression. Now, what is even passive aggression? What even is it? Like, let's figure that out. You know me, good old Google. We're going to see what they're talking about. Now, I did already screenshot this particular definition because it's the topic, not the word of the day. Google says passive aggressive behavior is a pattern of indirectly expressing negative feelings such as anger, frustration, or annoyance. Thus, passive aggression is someone indirectly expressing their negative feelings such as anger, frustration, or annoyance. It's the indirect for me. I really appreciate that word and the usage of the definition. Well, I really appreciate the usage of that word in the definition because that indirect shit gets on my motherfucking nerve. Bitch, if it's not directed, it's not respected. Get that shit off your chest so we can lay it all to rest. Like, why is you beating around the bush about some shit you feel a way about? Say how you feel. It's not that hard. So it really irritates me. But I did also want to discuss why that irritates me. Like, why is that something that pisses you off, Miss Bree? Because I am a very thorough communicator. That's what I'm going to call it. I communicate so much, you could call it over communication. I communicate things that don't really need to be communicated. But that's because I desire clarity. I want things to be clear. I want us to all be on the same page. I don't want there to be no confusion about anything that's going on and I'm participating in it. Because that's how shit gets all messy and muddy and it becomes a bigger problem than it needs to be. So I'm a very thorough communicator, very clear in my communication. I desire clarity in all aspects of my life. But we're going to start with communication. I deserve and desire clarity because that's what I give. Period. So, what are some examples of passive-aggressive behavior? Passive-aggressive behavior. What are some examples? Talk to me. Like, a rundown list. Got you. So, specific signs of passive-aggressive behavior include resentment and opposition to demands of others, especially the demands of people in positions of authority. Some passive aggressive things to say are, you're too sensitive. Why are you getting so upset? No offense, but whatever. And then they just kind of dismiss what you're saying and go on about some shit. Well, if you feel some type of way about it, don't dismiss it. Speak on it, boo. Anyways, another passive aggressive phrase would be, if that's what you want to do. On some, you a good one. Couldn't be me type shit. Okay, bitch, what are you trying to say? Say it. Don't imply. Say. Because me, I'ma say. It might hurt your feelings, but it was said. Okay? You cannot ever say that I held anything from you. I didn't tell you what the fuck was going on. I didn't keep it real with you. You can't. Because I told you everything I felt about it. And I desire that because, like, then I have a better understanding of what the fuck is going on. Then I know how better to, how to move accordingly. I have better knowledge on how to move accordingly. So I like knowledge, bitch. The more I know, the more I grow. So there's that on that. Okay. Let's see what else we got. A narcissistic person can use passive-aggressive behavior to manipulate others. I didn't really want to get into the manipulation parts of it, but that could be a manipulation tactic. Depending on who they're working with, they know that will result in, like, them trying to fix it without them actually really saying what the problem is. A passive-aggressive manipulator doesn't voice negative feelings towards you. Instead, they find subtle, indirect ways to express their anger and undermine you. For example, your spouse pissed you off, so you accidentally forgot to dry their clothes and you just left them in the washer type shit. Or, for example, one of my actual examples, something that happened in my life, a bitch asked me if I could drive her to Detroit last minute. It's my only off day, Saturday. Can I drive you to another city I don't want to be in? No. I cannot. Very clear communicator. No, this is my only off day. I was only expecting to relax. Boom. Okay. So I said no. Guess what this hoe did? Just guess. This hoe unfriended me on Facebook. Me being the clear communicator, desiring type of person, I said, bitch, what the fuck is going on here? But see, bitch didn't want to talk about it. I got something for that ass. I got something that's gonna make you talk. I know. I love you too, sissy. Where you going? All right, hold on, y'all. I love you, sissy. I need time by myself. That's why I'm going to the bathroom. Do this when you get frustrated. Doesn't it make you feel better? Use my arms. Doesn't it make you feel better? Just relax. Try to get when you get frustrated. Sissy, I love you. Love you too. I'm back. Where was I? So what's going on? What's tea? Let's talk about it. Because I desire clarity. So I want it to be clear. Bitch, you have a problem with what I said? You have a problem with me saying no? Then say that. We eventually get somewhere because then I start being petty. I'm the type of bitch, I'm gonna figure out a way to get what I want. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna figure out a way to get what I want. And you didn't want to respond to me directly. You don't want to respond to me directly. So I knew me indirectly talking about you on Facebook would get your fucking attention. And now you want to respond to me directly. Great, let's talk about it. And so we did. And she says, anytime I ask you to go anywhere, you always say no. Well, that's a lie. Because there's a lot of times you invited me out and, bitch, what's up? I'm going to pull up. Where we at? Where we going? What we doing? How we moving? So that's just a flat out lie. I do not be telling you no all the time. This might have been the only time I told her no. This might have been the first time. If I could think of any other time throughout this podcast, I'll bring it up. But I believe that this is the only time I said no. And to me, being a grown-ass woman, it makes complete sense. Baby, I work. I'm tired. And this is my only off day. I'm going to use it to relax. A grown woman understood that. A child didn't get it. So me taking it the way that I did, it definitely blew up out of proportion. I don't give a fuck. Because if you don't respect me enough to talk to me about how you feel, then I don't respect you enough to not care about, to care about blowing the shit out of proportion. I don't care. You didn't respect me, I'm not going to respect you. You didn't care about losing me as a friend, I'm not going to care about you losing you as a friend. And you unfriended me on Facebook, you basically saying, bitch, we not friends because you told me no. Bet, let's talk about it, make that shit clear, and I'm going to need you to stand on that. And so that's where it ended up, because that's the type of person that I am. Okay, baby, if I got an issue, I'm going to tell you. Being that I had a previous issue with her before, I spoke on it, we talked about it, we good. That's how I do shit. Now, maybe not before, but I do that now. And if I want you in my life, we're going to communicate civilized, in a civil manner. We're going to talk about this shit, figure out a solution, and move on. That's all you had to do. And I had led by example. I showed you that's how I get down. I showed you that you could do it like this too. And you still decided to move weird as fuck. So no, I don't give a fuck about blowing it out of proportion. I'm good. I don't need a friend like you in my life. So that's just one example of how somebody was passive aggressive towards me. But I don't take that shit. Like, I'm gonna clock it and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna find a solution or we're gonna separate. Like, it's very black and white to me. And I think that's another part about it. I'm a very black and white person. There is no gray area. I'm not standing on nobody's fence. I'm either over here or over there. And so I don't really respect people who can't stand on how they feel or choose a side. Because if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You'll be on whichever side benefits you most. And I don't get down like that. I don't do that shit, so I don't condone that shit. And that's why passive aggression is such a big pet peeve for me, because you could just talk. You could just, hey bitch, I felt the way about that. Really? Damn, I didn't mean it that way. Okay, well that's how I took it. Well, for future reference, I'll do it like this so you don't take it that way. Cool, friend, let's do that. That should be that easy. But motherfuckers make it real hard and too difficult. So I'm not going to give a fuck about blowing it out of proportion. You didn't give a fuck about being difficult. You didn't give a fuck about losing me as a friend. So why should I care? So that's just how I feel about it. If you can't clear it up and like make it make sense, don't bring it up. Because I read books and tarot cards. I don't read minds, okay? So our word of the day. Can you tell I've used it a lot? The word of the day is clarity. It could also be clear communication, but we're going to work with clarity because, like I said, I desire clarity in all aspects of my life. So it's not just in communication. It be in everything I do. A job description. Motherfuckers be like, do you want to participate in this? Well, what exactly is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the type to ask questions, and I think that was instilled in me at a very young age because of my mother. She kind of taught me, like, you got a question to ask. Like, speak on it. Motherfuckers don't know how you feel. They can't read your mind. On top of, somebody else in the room could have that same question, and they're too scared to ask. You'll be the person that brings that forward, and they get the answer that they need without being a center of attention, without embarrassing themselves. You just help somebody without even knowing it. Type shit. And I'm down for helping people. I always love helping motherfuckers, so that kind of sold me. Damn, I'll be helping somebody else by standing up. Okay. Ever since then, I've been standing up and I speak on how I feel. I ask questions when confused, like, because I need understanding. So I know what the fuck I got to do, because I like to execute effectively. I like to execute accurately. I want to do the right shit the right way. I want to be the best at whatever it is. So, but let me understand what it is first, so I can figure out the best approach. Okay? So that was definitely instilled in me at a young age. Like, you got a question, ask. Some don't make sense. Ask a question. Don't just participate in some shit you don't understand. I've always been like that, and it definitely has a lot to do with my mother. Don't just be a part of some shit you don't know what the fuck you're a part of. Like, sounds like you're following. Sounds like you're not leading. We don't like followers. We lead. Bitch, and I'll smoke to that. Couple little passive aggression situations I went through this year. The next one is with my blood sister. With my blood sister, I may have spoken on it before. I don't know. But I'm going to try to sum it up. And we was on a 3-way call with our cousin. And they asked me, hey, Bria, you losing weight. What the fuck are you doing? Hey, nigga, I ain't doing shit but moving more at my jobs. And I eat less because, you know, I don't want to eat to get full. On top of that, I fast. But they split, okay, Bria, you looking good. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to get into some modeling shit at the time. You know, also with that, you know, losing weight, I'm also